All right, dropping crop. Everyone hates to do it. This is Fritz West over here with Virtual Viticulture Academy. I'm in a vineyard in Georgia with a Merlot vine that was cane pruned. Very productive vineyard. Look at the canopy. Plenty of canopy to ripen. It's very healthy. But we do have a problem here, and it's a good problem to have. We have a lot of fruit. So I'm going through methodically instructing the vineyard manager, who's crying right now, right? About how we need to drop some of this. So what do? When we have a crowded head region, we want to take out fruit that's either stuck inside or over top of another cluster. So anything that's crowding, we want these clusters to hang individually. So if we've got two, one on top of another, I'll take the inside one out, let the outside one hang. If I've got one tangled on a wire, that's a good candidate to remove as well, okay, in here. And then we've got the other one below, which is not stuck on a wire. Sometimes fruit that's tangled on wires or other shoots can rot because it breaks in the wind once it gets soft and hits an abrasion. Any shoots that are small, like this here, the shoot tip is no longer actively growing here. So we're going to go in, we're going to take all the fruit off of that. That's an easy one. That's, like you said, the low-hanging fruit. You can either remove the shoot on this one if it's easier because it's a cane fruit vine. We don't need it for a position. All of our renewal positions are here in the middle. So we'll take that out. We'll take this cluster here out as well. Okay, we have one big one here. Got two in here that are crowding. We'll take the one out that's on top of the other, okay? And so, yes, this is a significant amount of fruit that we're taking off of this vine, but we know that it's going to make the quality better. It's going to help ripen the remaining fruit. We're aiming for about 3 tons an acre, roughly, in this vineyard. Just by looking at the spatial orientation of the clusters, that's enough for the crew to understand when they see a really crowded area, we want all the clusters to be hanging individually on strong shoots. So I think we've got to the point where we're at our 3 tons per acre. A little crowded here still. So what do? We grab those clusters on the top. Now, fortunately, the crew has gone through and done leaf removal here. That really helps a lot because now we can see the clusters. We can see where they're coming from. We can see if there's too many. We can see if they're on a short shoot or not. And we can remove those clusters and only leave the ones hanging that we feel we can ripen and that will not be tangled together. So this is a good example of fruit thinning. You may look at this and say, Fritz, you need to thin more for the goal. Well, the goal here is to get 3 to 3.5 tons. We know we can ripen that. We know from experience when we do 4.5 tons per acre here, it is a little too much. We get stuck at that 21, 22 bricks, and then it starts raining and we have issues. So we're being proactive. We're thinning out fruit. If you come out and pan out of here now, you'll be able to see clusters individually. Okay, we have plenty of canopy to ripen this. And I've taken out probably about 7 or 8 clusters on this one vine. Is this time consuming? Yes. But will it pay dividends later? Yes. Do the owners like to see this? No, no, but we will be happier at harvest. So just a few tips on fruit thinning. This is a good time to do it because we're roughly about at lag phase, which means the berries are done with growth due to cells dividing, and now they're going to be growing due to the cells expanding. And so by taking the fruit off and waiting until now to do it, we get less compensation of berry size growing bigger because we're done with the cell division phase. So if you don't know when lag phase is, it's roughly when the seeds are getting a hardened coat on them. And you could take a not very sharp knife and cut through and get stuck on the seeds. These seeds are actually getting a little bit of a hardening on the outside. The coat of the seed is hardening a little bit. And that is an indicator that we're through the cell division phase and we're going into our cell expansion phase, which is we're pretty much in lag phase now. Excellent time to drop.